What's up, everybody? I'm Sly, the movie guy, and here's my thoughts on Loki episode 4, the Nexus event. Loved it, man. Woo! Definitely one of my favorite episodes of this series so far. I mean, I like it better than episode 3. It's closer to maybe like episode 1 and 2, but slightly better, and I loved it, man. Oh, I think they definitely delivered something from so many levels, from beginning, middle to end, and then leaving a cliffhanger and stuff, which makes me interested in episode 5, which I'll get into later. But man, this episode was just everything I wanted to see. I mean, definitely left me surprised on so many levels. Man, where do I begin, man? The beginning where we see a young Sylvie in Asgard and stuff, where she's like getting taken by the timekeepers and stuff, and the timekeeper we see, Ravonna Renslayer and stuff, trying to arrest her and stuff and say she's guilty and stuff like that. And then we see a young Sylvie taking the timekeeper device and stuff, going somewhere as she battles them up and like fights them off and goes somewhere. We get to see a little bit of the backstory of her as a little girl and stuff, and I like that. We get to know her a little bit more in this episode, because the last episode we get to know her a little bit, but we didn't get a lot though. But I really enjoy it where we get to learn a little bit more about her in episode 4, because that's what I was looking for, and I think I definitely got that. Maybe episode 5 and 6 might give us a little bit more about her character, but we get to learn more about her when she's talking to Loki again on this planet and stuff, Lamentus and stuff, from the last episode that her and Loki was on, where the planet is getting all destroyed and stuff, and she was telling Loki how that we're not supposed to win and stuff, we were meant to lose, so like that and stuff. She was talking about herself, and Loki was hearing her and all that stuff, and what Loki was saying is that you took all of them out and stuff. You weren't supposed to do that, so that's something great. So he's giving her compliments because she's a young Loki and how she maintained to do this at a young age and stuff like that. So he was doing all that for telling her all that stuff. And you know that these two have something going on. They have a connection going on, because Sylvie's rubbing his arm and stuff. And we see that little romantic thing going on with Loki. He likes her and she likes him. So I feel that connection. And look, Tom Hiddleston and the actress, I forgot her name, they have good chemistry on screen. I really liking it so far from episode 3 and 4. It's really good. I hope we get to see that, and maybe in the next episode, if they, how long the episode is, because this one's about 40 minutes, just like the other one. So I like how we see that relationship. And then as that scene goes on, we see the timekeepers are kind of like finding where they at and stuff, as we see them looking, and that device showing them where they at, and Loki and them, they find them, and we see Loki and Sylvie goes through this little portal thing that the timekeepers have, and then the timekeepers rescue them from the destroying planet, the moon or whatever they own, and then grab them and then arrests them. And then Morbius throws Loki into a loop, which definitely surprised me. One characters that I remember from Thor, Lady Sif, as Loki is thrown into a time loop. And when Lady Sif showed up, I was like, what? That was one of the most surprising things in this episode. I didn't expect that at all. And I like how we get to see that in this episode, see Lady Sif, because we haven't seen Lady Sif since Thor: The Dark World. And then when Thor Ragnarok came out, we're kind of like, where's Lady Sif at and stuff. So, but from what I've heard, she's going to be in Thor: Love and Thunder, which I can't wait for that film, because Taika Waititi's going to direct that film. Anyways, so I was excited with Lady Sif being in this episode. It really was something. And it was actually kind of a little bit funny the way later on when she repeats herself, when she said, here's something, and then smacks Loki and kicks him and stuff, because something Loki done did with her hair and stuff. If whatever he did on Asgard that we didn't see, if that was in the Thor films. And so she kept looping, doing the same thing to Loki and over again. Loki noticed it and he said, stop. He said, I know I'm evil and stuff. I'm a bad person. I was doing that because I crave attention. So when he tells Lady Sif that and stuff, why he did that and stuff, he basically was telling her what was his motives behind that, as she has the hair in her hand. And then she picks him up and she said, you're lonely and you will always be. That hit me right here, man, because that has to hurt. I mean, telling Loki that, even though he's evil, but Loki still, I mean, we seen Loki do like save Thor and stuff like that here and there, do things to help Thor out, but for Lady Sif to say that, man. And we know Lady Sif has something against Loki because, you know, Thor's friends from the Thor films didn't like with Loki doing trick stuff and all that. And Thor Dark World, where they said if you betray him, we'll kill you and stuff. So there's something behind it, so that works and stuff. Then we see Ravonna Renslayer talks to Morbius and stuff. And Morbius asking her why you won't let me talk to Sylvie. And she said the variant. He said, well, he's for what Loki calls her Sylvie and stuff. But why you won't let her? Because she'll escape. That's what Ravonna said. And he said, you don't know that and stuff. So we get to see them a little bit talking stuff. And I think Ravonna, she's very sneaky. Something about this character is very sneaky because she's been doing stuff behind the scenes. And I kind of had a hunch in this episode with like she's the main villain and stuff and all that. So I'm thinking she's doing something sneaky. So this episode kind of keep me guessing stuff like that with this episode. Some stuff is like getting like we reveal who's like a little bit who's involved with this time variant and stuff, who's making people who they are and stuff like that. So this episode kept me guessing and kind of like making me discover things like shocking things. So we see Morbius and stuff talking to her. Then we later on see the other characters like B-15 and stuff goes to Sylvie, and Sylvie said come with her, and they go back to the warehouse and stuff like that where we first see the variant Lady Loki and stuff like that, as she shows B-15 her memories and stuff that she had a life before and stuff like that. Sylvie shows her. And we definitely see that. We don't get to see the pictures of the B-15's memory, but we can see that she has something that she used to do, and she was a little bit kind of sad about it, that now she knows who she is because she's been like a prisoner in this timekeeper thing. And that was really shocking to me, because when Sylvie said that y'all are they're not variants, which she told Loki episode 3, I was kind of like, She said these are not real timekeepers. They had lives, and now they're like they was creating in that. So I was kind of curious when she said that episode 3. So I was looking for that in this episode, and it definitely gave me that. So I was happy every time this episode kept giving me stuff that I was like looking for the answers and stuff, because I was questioning on episode 3 when stuff was said, and now I'm getting the answers. So I was happy about that. So I was getting every minute of it, so I was enjoying it, man, and I liked it, man. It was really good. Then we go back to Morbius and stuff, talking to Ravonna Renslayer about the other person and stuff, the other timekeeper and stuff, why this and that, and she kept talking to him and stuff, and then he points something out, and then she gets up and he takes that little device and stuff, switches it up to find stuff about Ravonna, because something Ravonna, he thinks that she's keeping something from him that he don't know about. So he kind of like saying, let me take this and stuff. So he took the device and stuff like that, and then later on we see him look through it and stuff as one of the timekeepers and stuff is talking on that thing, a little video, and then we see Ravonna in there, and he press pause on it and zooms in on her. And I was like, So I kind of knew that was going to happen. Would I say it was predictable? No. I kind of like, okay, I got it. Then later on, he brings Loki back from that little keeper thing, that time loop, and tells him, are you alone and stuff like that and stuff. So him and Loki are working together. Then that's when the guards and Ravonna comes up, and he says stuff about jet skiing and stuff like that. And then he had the device on and showed her stuff. She said, get a device. And then that's when she prunes him and stuff, like one of the guards and stuff, prunes him. And I was kind of shocked, because I was like, is Loki going to defend this guy? So if he gets revealed when the guard showed up, but no, he gets pruned. And so Morbius, I'm guessing is gone. I don't know and stuff like that. I'm guessing he maybe not. I'll get to that later, why I think maybe not and stuff. But man, when that scene happened, I was like, So that was one of the parts and stuff. Then we see Loki and Sylvie. They take the guards, and Ravonna takes them into this room and stuff with the timekeepers. One of these little alien guys that's sitting there gave me vibes of something that I would see from Star Wars, and that's kind of weird because I'm like, this is Loki, and now it's almost looking like Star Wars. So that a little bit of me of Star Wars fans kind of like, this is Star Wars. Are they trying to throw in a little reference? This is like Star Wars or something like that? Because the way these people like standing here like this, them alien guys, and then they talking to them and stuff. We were seeing that as I was seeing it. It was very interesting. I was like, what's going to happen in this scene? So I'm like, this got to be an action scene. They wouldn't set this up for a reason like that. So I see all that. As that was going on, we see B-15 come in, unlock them little things off of Loki and stuff like that. And an episode of stuff and Sylvie, and I really, really was like, oh, this is gonna be good. So we see all the action stuff involved and stuff like that, and then the battle kept going on, and then one of their heads gets chopped off, and then we find out that they're little robots or androids or whatever and stuff. And Sylvie picks it up and stuff, picks the head up, and I was like, so these are not real. So what is that about? And then that's when Loki tried to tell Sylvie something when they were on the planet. He tried to tell her stuff, and she's like, what, this and that. And Loki was trying to tell her that he gets pruned too by Ravonna, because Ravonna was like, was unconscious. I thought she was dead, but she was unconscious during the battle and stuff, and she got beat up and stuff. But she prunes Loki. She gets up, and I was like, whoa. I said, Loki can't be gone. No, this got to be something. So we see Sylvie, puts her down to the ground and asks her, tell me stuff and all that. Tell me stuff. And she interrogates her with that stick. And that episode ends off like that. So I'm like, what's going to happen? Loki cannot disappear and stuff. Something about that. I don't know. It's something weird about that. And then after the credits and stuff, we see a mid-credit scene where we see Loki down the ground. He said, is this hell and stuff? And then we hear somebody talking and stuff, and that's when we see a bunch of Lokis right there, and I was like, oh, dang, the classic Loki, the kid Loki, and the other Loki with the hammer and stuff. Oh, I was like, oh my goodness, this is gonna be awesome. Oh my goodness, this is, I can't wait. The mid-credits say I always watch Marvel stuff at TV shows or movies where the ending credits and stuff, and something told me, I'm like, something got to be in the end of this episode. And then when that happened, I was like, oh, whoa. So I can't wait for episode 5. I can't wait for it. It's got to be awesome, definitely, and stuff. I can't wait for it. And there's one thing I forgot to mention in this episode that does have in the middle, where Morbius is talking to Loki in that room. He asks him, "What you've been looking for? How long you been working for the variant and stuff?" Sylvie, he said, "What?" And they talking to each other and stuff. And Loki is telling them stuff, and Morbius starts laughing. He said, "What are you laughing about? You like her and stuff like that." And Loki's like, "No." You know how when people say you like somebody and stuff like that, and you say what, and some people figure it out, and Morbius finds out about it, which we all know they had a relationship about and stuff. We know they have some type of romantic connection and stuff like that. So that was one thing I forgot to mention in the middle of the review. But man, the ending, wow, I can't wait for episode 5. I can't wait for it. This was an awesome episode on so many levels. I loved it. And that's pretty much it. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this episode. Did you like it or not? Let me know your thoughts and opinions about it. I'm just very, very curious, man. This episode was so awesome on so many levels. Loved it, man. Let me know thoughts, everything. And that's pretty much it. And as always, if you like this video, click thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, click subscribe to the bell button for more feature content. That's what I can see you next time on Slide the Movie Guy. Peace.